Hey guys, not really sure what I want to do this video about. I actually have two different subjects that I can kind of tie into one, but not really sure how to go about doing that yet. I'll pretty much just have to record a bunch of video and narrow it down and then let it find its own way. But to get to the point, over a year ago I decided to cut holes in my exhaust and my Y pipe because I was going to make cutouts. Why would I make them, you ask, versus just buying them? Well, at the time, I had a fabrication shop. I had a TIG welder, I had tubing benders, I had drill presses, I had all of this crap that would make it really easy for me to do such a thing. Since then, I sold all of that stuff and started working from home, including my welders. So, basically, I was driving around for I don't know how long with essentially open exhaust, which is fine. It sounds awesome. I love the sound. I actually tuned it to where it would run fine with open exhaust. But the thing is, now I can't get it inspected in my county because they won't pass. So basically, I'm going to make these cutoffs now and weld them to the exhaust. This is not going to be an instructional video about how to make cutoffs, because that really doesn't matter. But I could do maybe a review on the 90 amp welder, but I probably won't do that because there are so many of them. And I can tell you for a fact, without doing any kind of review, that this welder sucks. This is one of the shittiest welders you can possibly buy, but at the moment that's all I can afford, and quite honestly I'm going to use it and return it. So it's not even going to stay in my shop, but I need it right now, so it's either that or pay somebody else to come out and weld it. It would cost me more to have somebody come out and weld it than the price of this welder. So whether I return it or not, it would still cost me more to have somebody else come out and do it. Not only that, but I am kind of a perfectionist, and I don't really trust too many people to weld anything for me. I've been doing it for so long that I'd rather just do it myself because I can make it come out how I want it to come out. I am a really good welder. So I don't want some bubba coming out here and basically just throwing a bunch of weld at my exhaust and getting wire and shit inside my exhaust. I just don't want that. So I don't know. I'm still unsure about what this video is going to be, but I know I need to make a video, so I'm making a video. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But I guess I'll just do it as I do it, and I won't do what I don't do. And if I do, then I do, and if I don't, I don't. Then you'll watch it or you won't, and it doesn't fucking matter. So here it is. Or wait, well, I don't know. Gotta figure out what's next. I guess I have to unbox the welder. Alright, well, I have to admit I'm kind of pleasantly surprised in the unboxing of this welder. Harbor Freight really has changed a few things with their welders. They really have upped the quality of some of their stuff. Like, this is significantly better than previous models or the models that I had before years ago. So that's kind of impressive to me. This is also better quality than it was before. But there are definitely still some things that suck about this welder. This is one way that you can tell how shitty this welder is. And yes, I did adjust the tension. It's pretty light on there. But watch this. I don't know if this will actually translate to video or not, but see how it's like, well, that's going to come out in the weld. That thing needs to go a steady speed. If it doesn't, it's going to translate into the welding. So it's kind of shitty. Let me turn up the speed here and see if it helps any. Technically, it goes faster, but it still has the weird hesitation thing going on. So no good. Yeah. And also, one thing that I know about these welders is that you're supposed to go inside and swap the stinger and the, you know, clamp from positive and negative to switch them around. But, you know, I shouldn't have to take the fucking thing apart to do that. On some of the higher model ones, higher model Harbor Freight welders, you can actually do that. But I don't know, man, it's just fucking stupid. You shouldn't have to take the entire thing apart, and I'm not going to do that because I plan on returning this thing, because it is a piece of shit and it will do the job that I need it for the one time. So I don't know, like I said, I'm not going to do a full review, but I will show you the welds here in a minute, and I think that's probably where we'll more or less leave the video until I you know, get the pieces on the car, and then I can show you that. Yeah, I told you guys this thing fucking sucks. And before you say anything, no, it is not my inability to weld, and no, I am not a beginner welder. I've been welding for years, and it's just, you know, the thing fucking sucks. Granted, you know, I can clean some of this stuff up, and I will clean some of this stuff up. I'm gonna have to, but it just goes to show this is what kind of weld you can expect. Even once I got it really dialed in well, you know, that's as good as it would get. And yes, like I said, you know, somebody somewhere is going to say, well, what you need to do is, you know, switch the leads out and put the positive on the negative and the negative on the positive and take the thing apart and do all this stuff. No, fuck that. I'm not going to do that. You shouldn't have to do that. You know, I shouldn't have to do that. It should just be that way. If that's, you know, if that makes it better, then it should be that way from the factory. So, factory for factory, taking the thing into the box, the weld sucks. I am kind of worried about putting this on the car, actually. I'm probably going to have leaks like crazy all over my exhaust. And I'm definitely going to get slag all fucking over me. This stuff sprays everywhere. This is really just a piece of shit. But I knew that going into it. I did know that going into it, but this is all I had cash for, so this is what I bought, and I am going to return it when it's done, because it is a piece of shit and it's not even worth having in my shop, or garage, or whatever you want to call it now. So yeah, that's it. Okay, this is the same piece after I took a angle grinder with a flappy, sandy, disky kind of thing to it. Provided it actually focuses anytime today. There you go. And it is still hot. I don't know. I mean, if you're on a farm and you need something like right now, and you don't have to have anything super expensive, or if you really don't give a shit what your welds look like, or you don't have to like seal water, or, you know, anything important, you know, you don't have to do anything that, you know, requires pressure, then yeah, you know, this is a welder. This is a welder, and it will do a weld. But, you know, I hate to say it, but 90% of the people who do these videos, you know, with there you go, 90% of the people who do these, you know, review videos for this welder are absolute beginners. They have no idea what a good weld should be, or what a good weld should look like, what penetration is supposed to be, what heat, you know, does to metal, things like that. They really have no idea what they're looking at when they start welding. So they put two pieces of metal together, they hook the thing up, they put the wire in it, they start spraying some shit in there, and it's like, oh, look at this, yeah, that's a badass welder, it definitely does what it's supposed to do. But they just don't know, you know. Some people do know, and they're kind of honest about it, and they say, yeah, you know, it is what it is, blah blah blah. But, you know, most people just don't fucking know. Here's an example. Okay, this is the inside of the weld, and granted, I had this thing turned on high at, you know, almost completely pegged out on speed, and this is the penetration I got. it didn't even penetrate completely through this thin ass metal tube. It didn't, I don't know, basically it just sprayed weld on top. It didn't go completely through. It definitely did not penetrate to the other side. You know, generally that, come on, generally that should have a weld and it should be pretty much seamless there, but it's not. So yeah, I don't know, whatever, but it'll work. It'll get me to pass inspection once I get these things on there. But it's just fucking annoying though. It's annoying that I have to do this. Whatever though. And I guess I did fuck up because I ended up buying this 3/8 steel, you know, for the plate. And for some reason, I knew better, but for some reason I underestimated the thickness of 3/8. So now I'm gonna have to drill 6 holes in this shit somehow without destroying my drill bits. Yeah, and I have to cut them out to this shape so I can, you know, actually make the block off. That is what this piece of metal is for, is the cap that I'm supposed to be putting on this piece. So with that said, I need to go get some cutoff from discs, because this disc right here is the only one that I have left. So I need to go buy a set of those. But I've already bicycled 22 miles today, and on top of that went to the gym. So I'm kind of bicycled out right now, and I don't feel like going and doing that shit. I don't necessarily feel like, you know, crawling around under the car either right now, but I guess I have to. I definitely don't feel like getting a shit burned out of me by all this slag that's going to be falling all over the place, but I guess I have to. Fucking A. I guess I'm full of bitchiness today. Yay. It's gonna make for an awesome video. Alright. There's one. And there's the other. Those are my cutouts. So, that's it. You know, the welder sucks. Did what I could, made happen what I could make happen, and didn't make happen what I couldn't make happen. So now, since there's so much slag from the weld, I basically have to start the car and blow all the shit out of it. Oh, well, by the way, I did in fact unplug the battery before I did all this welding, as should you, if you ever find yourself welding anything on a car. So I've plugged it back in. Make sure the brake's on, because it's still in the air. It's not exactly quiet. Now the fuel pump's acting up because it's such a weird angle. Can't get the fuel. So, damn. I gotta say though, I love the way that thing sounds, and I hate. See, the problem was, like I said, I couldn't inspect it because we have emissions. Unless I go to a different county, which I've done several times. But really, I just want to be able to inspect it here without having to go across the state. So that's why I'm putting these things on. So much quieter now. But don't get me wrong, it's still kind of loud, but it sounds like it's supposed to now. It's getting kind of late, I can't rev it up too much. It's alright. Finish it out.